Jason Kirschberg. I'm a civil litigator with 25 years experience.
I'm Jeff Reynolds. 2023, I took on my first partner, Jason Kirschberg, and we do all types of business litigation, primarily defense litigation. This client who hired me on this case is actually our best firm client. And they got sued a couple of years ago in Vicksburg, Mississippi, a county called Warren County, by this gentleman who was building a new facility for his business. And they sued my client, and we were asked to defend the case. And it turns out that this load of aggregate bought from this supplier was impacted with little bitty pieces of wood.
Our client guaranteed only one thing, and that its concrete would survive 4,000 pounds per square inch of pressure before it would crumble. They don't guarantee aesthetics, nothing like that, nor can they. Only a concrete finisher can do that. My client was a concrete supplier. However, they did recognize that the wood chips that were found during a visual inspection of the concrete, they weren't infested in the concrete, but it's true that they were present and they shouldn't have been. And they took responsibility for that. But what the plaintiff wanted was for my client to pay for the entire concrete slab, which cost $35,000, to be torn out, destroyed, and replaced with brand new concrete. Essentially taking a $35,000 job and turning it into several hundreds of thousands of dollars.
So we had to overcome that. And so what occurred to me early on was, we can talk all day about the fact that this concrete slab as poured was structurally sound and would have looked great. We're saying that, he's saying the opposite. What's the jury going to believe? And it instantly became clear to me that we needed a visual demonstration. We hired an structural engineering expert to recreate the actual mix of concrete that was used to pour the plaintiff slab and prove that the PSI strength of his recreated concrete samples was way above the 4,000 per square inch minimum required by the specifications. And get this, our expert even artificially added a lot more wood chips to the samples.
The plaintiff ultimately came up with an expert as an engineer who claimed that the concrete had to be torn out and completely replaced, but he did no inspection, no testing, no nothing. He basically took a look at it and decided that it needs to be torn out and replaced, whereas the only way an engineer can make that determination on a slab of concrete is by conducting the industry gold standard, which is compressive testing. So what we had were our own first flooring expert who looked at it said, I'd tear it out and replace it. And then the engineer that he hired did a half-cocked inspection and said they needed to replace it. So those were obstacles as well that we needed to be able to rebut as part of the defense of the matter. And once the plaintiff, who was going to rely on this individual as their star witness, because what better witness can you have? This was someone we blessed and sent over there as a neutral third party to give an honest, neutral opinion. They were going to parade him in front of the jury as their star witness. Well, all of a sudden, based on, in part, the visual DK Global provided for us, he flipped and he came over to our side.
But ultimately, my client made a decision that they would pay them $150,000, and that was it. They were not paying a penny more.
When you use visual aids, in my experience, they're much more powerful. They are kept and retained much longer by jurors, and they just make sense to them. So the combination of an expert going through our process, combined with a properly done visual, which DK Global did in this case, did an excellent visual, is a very powerful tool for providing what is complex, document-heavy information into into something that's very easy to understand.